What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Monday, June 5th, 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all very much. Hope you all had a great weekend. Hope that full moon in Sag went well for you. Wasn't too much, but definitely brought in all the right things. All that good stuff. Well, happy Monday, and what's it going to look like? Well, Venus is now in Leo. Venus and Mars are here in Leo. Masculine, feminine, but Venus coming in is definitely going to feel like it's going to pack a punch because it's going to make that exact opposition to Pluto in Aquarius. So when we're looking at Venus here and this energy for today, but even as we go through this long drawn out Venus in Leo, because remember Venus is going to retrograde here on July 22nd. So just a month and a half away. We're going to be getting a lot of this, but this is bringing up the feminine energy and quality within us and how we relate, right? But also how we relate to ourselves, how we feel about ourselves. And this is about the Leo quality. So it's our self-expression, our creative power, our potency. A lot of it's going to be starting to get this feminine makeover. So there's this very generous quality here that can be very giving and expressive of love. Can also really, really, really desire to receive that love, or that recognition, or to, feel special. And the opposition to Pluto, right, when it comes in is like a very interesting one. In essence, we're getting a really good look at maybe how this Venus retrograde does make transformations in our life, because we have to, I think, remember how special we are as individuals. Remember how much creative potency and power we can identify with and show off and share with the world, and how much there is to put out there within our being. But at the same time, we really have to recognize, I believe, with Pluto here in Aquarius, just about how special each and every one of us here are and is, and that we have to find this balance. So it's an interesting one because maybe the energy becomes very me right now. And that can bring some tension between relationships, between our friends, our interactions with others, or how people are interacting with us. We need to be able to both give and receive love. We need to understand and nurture ourselves with our power, with our expression, with happiness, with love. But we also have to know the deeper underbelly of situations too. So we have to really go and find this fine line here. And that, I think, can bring a ton of connectedness to a lot of creative potential and power in our lives. But it can also be, a deep one, because maybe we're overexerting our power in our dynamics with other people. Maybe other people are overexerting their power onto us in life. And we don't want things to be too sadomasochistic, if you will, when it comes to any kind of relationships, I believe, as we look at the astrology and just kind of where the collective's going. So, very passionate. Could definitely bring up fun, definitely desiring to feel into the energy of life right now that makes you happy, that brings some kind of like romantic, sensual energy into your life, whether it's with a person or just about how you get through your day. Definitely could bring up drama too, like right, Leo, Mars, Leo energy, Mars, Venus, does have a lot of drama to it at the same time. And opposite Pluto could intensify, and there could just be a lot of projection of certain dramas, and definitely like feelings too. So feelings are so heightened right now. We can easily create drama or be a part of drama. What kind of drama too? I always say, like, is it fun drama? Is it like, nasty drama? That we're walking a fine line here. So it's kind of intense with this ingress, but we're learning a lot about both the masculine and feminine parts of ourselves and how they can express themselves at a very unfiltered, real way, right? That wants to use that power for the identity of each soul and each and every one of us as a unique, special being. And that we all share that quality, and that's something that makes us so alike and so similar. So it might start to feel like we want more spotlight on us, but it'll also feel good too when we're kind of putting the spotlight onto others. Something to keep in mind during this transit and this time. The moon's going to be in Capricorn for this Monday, so it is a detriment moon in Cap here, but I think it brings the grounded nature, kind of gets things consolidated. Maybe there's a little bit of seriousness because maybe we're feeling the gravity of certain lessons in life right now, or certain feelings, and the emotional response to a lot of the feelings, and also maybe seeing that there's a mature way to handle these feelings too, and kind of like getting certain things handled, or what responsibilities we should be taking on as a creative being, as a creative potent power in this realm, right? Also, the moon's gonna make great aspects to the nodes when it comes in. It's gonna sextile Saturn in Pisces. It's gonna trine over to Jupiter with the north node. So definitely like really good moon aspects today. It does make the quincunx to Mars and Venus, but I mean, it's just because I feel like there's just so much Leo energy that it's weird, because we can also feel a deep urge to kind of express and show and shine and laugh and have fun and romance and love and all these different ways to express ourselves, but there's still this like consolidated presence, maybe because of our own emotional maturity in certain ways. There's just a dynamic each and every one of us, I think, has to understand on a day like this, and even moving forward, is that our emotional responses need, in essence, to come from a very spiritually mature place. And that's what I'm saying for Saturn in Pisces. Like, I don't know, that's just really what I feel. It's a spiritual maturity that we're all going through, and with the moon and Saturn here, I think that that's a big healing point that we can feel and that we can have when we make big decisions for ourselves, and when I think we take accountability and don't create unnecessary drama or projections or overbearing, whether it's just overbearing, whatever could be overbearing in life, right? Whether it's from us or from others, our response can be more precise and dialed in because of maybe spiritual awareness. That's what I'm kind of feeling there. But the trine over to Jupiter is also saying that, again, I mean, it's almost like the work we put in and the belief in our own maturity and our effort, and when we take on really positive responsibilities that reflect what we want to create, but they reflect love, but they reflect also, the truth of situations, as it is Gemini season and coming off a Sag full moon. I mean, we're kind of getting very grounded into like realness, but it's a realness that's giving us a very positive approach on how to create. So there's definitely a lot of creative energy within us. And maybe it feels a little suppressed today, but at the same time, you might get to the afternoon and be like, whoa, I do have a lot of potential right now. And every day. And I can show that off in a very integrated, mature fashion to who I am right now in my life and what I've learned and what I've grown into. Mercury's past Uranus. Definitely gotten, I think, sort of an understanding of where the future's going and what our values really look like, and what we understand and what makes sense for maybe what we want to have, what we want to own, what we want to express, our own way of maybe self-talk, our own way of communicating our wants and needs. Could be at a high level, kind of going through like a transformative, but more of a Uranian, maybe just like a revolution or a revelations, and some kind of mental revelation about how to express what we want to get out of life and how we want to relate that and understand it, and maybe a more objective approach. So today feels like a very mature Monday. It feels like there's like this big desire for maybe fun or something, extravagant to happen. But at the same time, it's kind of just like a Monday, and let's get the ball rolling, and let's create, and let's put effort into things, and let's relate at a high level, and let's connect deeply. Any of that, is going to be very, very positive today, and I think it will give us great dialogue and stimulation in the end. But maybe there's serious things that, need to be expressed, and those are good things to express right now too. You don't want to, we can maybe feel a need to suppress ourselves, but I think also taking responsibility for expressing ourselves is something that is key and important on a day like this too. So overall, it should be a pretty solid Monday. Venus opposite Pluto is a wild card because it's very attractive for some people, and it's going to be it's going to be repulsion for others. Things that we really do love could be going away because we have to learn lessons of non-attachment. Things that we've been so non-attached to could be showing us that maybe we need a little lesson in attachment and, show some love to situations or to people or to ourselves. So it's interesting how the magnet's going to flip. Is it going to land positive or negative on that positive or negative charge that you're emitting out of life right now? It's going to be interesting. So it's a bit of a coin toss, something that we don't want to keep buried. It's almost like taking accountability and responsibility to be honest about how you feel and to not hold back, even if maybe you're trying to avoid drama or you want drama. There's just going to be some, I don't know, I feel like it's just one of those days where you're going to see kind of where the polarities are at in life, if you will, and to make choices, and to be the boss in your life and make decisions because you're having the spiritual maturity moment of like, yeah. So Saturn's going to go retrograde in 11 days too. So definitely seeing Saturn getting ready to halt, which means like too with this moon here, last time it's going to be in Capricorn before Saturn goes retrograde. It's almost like there's these last little decisions that need to be emotionally understood or acted out in our personal life. Last minute responsibilities taken up. It's almost like the little responsibilities that we do take up too could actually provide more fun, but maybe we don't feel like they do in the moment. Interesting day. I think it's gonna be pretty decent though for a Venus opposite Pluto with the moon making such good aspects. Even if something does feel a little harsh or heavy or take some work, or kind of feel like there's an oppressive energy, it's almost as if it's very, very easy to see a silver lining, and that there's a lot of positivity that work is going to bring. And there's a lot of manifestation and there's a lot of value to what that work can bring. The Tower card reversed. Yeah, it's funny. I don't really feel like it's going to be a tower. I don't really feel like it's going to be a tower day at all. Like, I feel like the astrology is pretty good to have a pretty solid, productive Monday. Even if it kind of feels like, gosh, I wish I didn't have to go through this, but it's probably just like time to get to work, time to put effort in, time to grind. Like, there's 11 days of like grind left, if you will, till like summer school starts when Saturn goes retrograde. And I love that Saturn retrogrades in the summer now because it really is like summer school. So it's like class is almost out. Like there's maybe some finals that need, like we just got to handle some business. The world isn't crumbling. Even if it might feel like some big things are happening, they are, but it's not, the big chaos cataclysm, hopefully. Or if it is, then it's just like time to rebuild the tower, Six of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, we want that victory real bad, and we want to feel like we're getting the recognition for the work that we put in or certain things. And, like, again, that's where I feel like this Venus will struggle opposite Pluto if it really wants to be, like, heralded as, like, this victor or, some kind of prestigious element. Like, you did it. Like, here's a parade for you, It's time to celebrate our own parades and to also recognize other people when they hit some big moment in their life or an understanding or a big feeling comes out, like that's a victory, too. So it's not so much just about like individual victories or accolades or being the conqueror of something, but really recognizing that we're all here and we're all conquering something in our life right now. And we don't have to act either like maybe everything's just the end, because really, is it the end? It's never the end until it's the end, right? Judgment. Dang. Yeah, I mean, just spiritual maturity. I feel like it's Judgment Day, like big decisions based on your spiritual maturity, on your connection to your universe, to the universe, to God, to whatever your higher calling is in life. And it's like not like things are crumbling or being destroyed, they're just really being called up. Like things are really rising up right now, I think, for a bigger calling in our life. And I think it takes a seriousness, and it's not so much about, I guess, the individual achievements, although we should always recognize our individual achievements, but it's almost like realizing the achievements as a whole um, are the big ones. So every little achievement we make as individuals is a reflection on the individual, or a reflection of the achievements of the collective. So I think we want to also see it from that light too, that your frequency and everything you do affects the collective. So when you win, everybody wins, even if it doesn't look like it, maybe necessarily. And it's not something to, you know, press on, or feel like you need some kind of recognition for it. I feel like it's your recognition and then seeing it from a higher perspective of sorts. So I think there's a big calling, if you will, of maybe a more responsible understanding of the power you wield. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Monday, and I'll see you all for the study group. If you're a part of that, that's going to be today at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you're in the States, of course. And yeah, I'll see you all. If you're not there, I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great Monday. Peace.